from side control. So we looked at when your partner turns away from you. Yeah, I want to get harness control, chair sit. Get my hook in, or it's also called a rocking chair back take. Okay. We're just doing it from side control, but again, I could be doing it from knee on belly, car rolls this road, running escape, and I'm doing the same thing. Another option, just which you're in side control, is from here. You know, high percentage escape is turning into car. I make my frames, zoom into my guard, or turn into him, win the underhook, single leg, and then I can work to get side control again. So again, we need to deal with when he turns in. Okay, so again, car turns into me. So just like last time, the back's exposed. Only this time it's not on the same side as me. It's on the opposite side. Okay, so we're going to look at spinning behind and doing the chair sit that we did earlier. First thing I want to look at is when Carl turns into me. I don't want him to win this underhook because it makes it a lot more difficult for me to spin behind. I'm going to look for the whizzer and stuff. So again, first thing is when he turns into me, I want to do this. Okay, I'm going to sneak up my hand. I'm going to tuck my elbow so my elbow's in front of his arm. Okay. I'm going to push down on his head, my left knee, just like in the solo drill, steps over, nearly like a Kimura position, whereby I plant my knee on his back as if he was going for this, okay? And then I'm going to spin to here, but I'm going to stay super low. I'm going to get my shoulder behind Car's shoulder, my knees in his back, and immediately when I get to here, I'm securing my harness control. Position again. So again, do it super slow. So from here, when he turns in, I want to make sure that I keep this as a brace so he doesn't win that underhook. Okay, push down on the head, step around, and when I spin to here, okay, my knees flat on his back. This foot is braced on the mat. I've got my shoulder behind Carl's shoulder and I've locked my harness control. Again, my chin, we talked about, has the connection. Okay, now I'm going to slide, okay? Right knee behind the back of his neck, okay? I'm going to sit back on my right hip and I'm going to chop my left foot over just in my chair sit, rocking chair back take. Then I'm rolling from my right hip to my left, and again in transition I'll be looking to open the lapel, okay, to look for my chokes. So one more time, side control, car turns into me, okay, push down. Again in slow motion, it's this. Okay, but I'll not get the back if I do that. I've got to spin in one action, which isn't bad because if he puts his back on the mat, I've still got side control, but I really want the back. So when I tuck and I push down on his head and I plant this knee, I want to get to his back as quick as I can, and I want to stay super low so he can't put his back on the mat. Put your back on my Carl. And then from here, I'm chair sitting. Choking in transition. So if I'm looking for the rear naked, my right hand's already going on this left shoulder. We'll just add in, I know some of you guys know this drill, we'll just add in a choke here. But I suggest if you don't know the spin behind, to stick with the transition, don't get too caught up in the details of the choke. So from here, I tuck, pushing down, spin behind, chair sit. When I roll from my right to my left, I'm already opening this lapel. I'm feeding. Just finish it. Okay. To here. Okay. So when I'm rolling, and have the choke. Details on the double lapel choke. Feeding with my underhook hand, opens the lapel, I get my grips. Ideally I want to be on my strong side, which is the choking arm side, here. Okay? I'm going to grab with my underhook hand just below my right wrist, and then from here I'm dragging my elbow back, my right elbow underneath his head, driving with my shoulder into the back of his head. Okay? Just like the rear naked, when I drill this, I should be able to get the choke just with the snugness of my arm. Okay, so I want to be getting super deep, so you want to get into the habit of feeding. Okay? Guard turns in, check, push down, spin around, open. Here. Okay, this time though, when I do it in the drill, I'm on my weak side, which isn't ideal, okay? But I can still choke him out from here. I mean, you've options. I can switch grips. I can try to get Carl from his left side onto his right side, but I can't finish the choke from here. Okay, it just means I have to change the angle. Okay, so I'm going to take out my top hook, place it on his hip, okay, and move my body underneath Carl's as I move him to my right. Okay. If you see for a second, I've removed part of my alignment, okay, and part of my attachment. Look, I've took out my right hook and placed it, so I've detached myself, and then my alignment is moved because my chest isn't in the back of his shoulder blades, it's actually on his left shoulder when I do this, which isn't ideal, but if I feel in the entanglement on the back, and I'm on the weak side, and I think I'm going to get it, I'm going to go for it. Okay? But ideally, when I get to my strong side, I'm either going to be finishing with my rear naked from here, I'm not removing my alignment or attachment, or I'll be going for the double lapel on the strong side. Okay? I don't want to mess up my alignment or attachment, which we talked about a few classes back. Sometimes though, guys, when you open this up, okay, and I'm going for the double lapel, I don't get this super deep because Carl's hand fighting. I just don't get this. So when I drag my elbow back, because I haven't got deep into his lapel, I haven't got that initial snugness that we talked about. When I drag this elbow back, I mightn't get it. Okay? So I can switch to, I don't know the technical name of it, I just call it the cool guy judo choke. Okay, but I'm sure there's a Japanese name for it from here. So let's just say I haven't got the snugness. Carl's been hand fighting. Okay, what I want to do is I'm going to flare this elbow up like so. Okay, bring my hand to the back of Carl's neck. Okay, and then I'm going to straighten to get the choke. So again, one more time. So I'm here, but I haven't got snug. I'm just kind of loose a little bit here. So again, I need to make sure I flare this, because if Carl pins his elbow to his body, I can forget about this choke. Okay, so from here, I want to make sure this is up like so. Okay, and when I bring this behind, watch again, it's risky because now I've detached my chest from Carl's back. When I go for this, look at the space between us. Okay, but again, in the process of a fight, you know, if I feel I'm gonna get this, I'll just go for it. Okay, but ideally rear naked and collar choke without taking my attachment and my alignment is what I want to go for. But it just gives you options. So do it all one more time. Car turns in, check, push down, spin behind. And the solo drill for that is just from here, which we do in the warm-up. Post the hands, replace my hands with my knee. I'm spinning on this knee. Once it comes over, I rotate on it. Okay? I spin to here. And I'm always dropping my weight, because that means I'm getting snug behind the back. Drop my weight. I think it's important when you incorporate warm-up drills into your routine. Not only are you warming up, but you're, developing techniques, and you're going to get muscle memory from doing them. You're not just doing pointless warm-up routines. So let's drill 5 on 5 off.